We should do that first.
I think they ought to switch the agenda.
I think they ought to switch. Yeah, or they do this on
All
purpose.
right, we have some people signed up. Anybody else who wishes to speak, I'd ask you to come up to the front. And I also ask you not to be repetitive. If somebody says something, you agree with that, that's fine. But not to go over and over and over the same thing. The names that are signed up.
Hi. Hey, Barbara.
Sinead Baraka.
I'm not worried about the car wash too much.
That car wash in 1979. I went to Howard Wood, I went to J. Shaw, I went to Torrance High. In Torrance, I know Torrance well, I've been in here all my life. And, the rest of the car washes in the city of Torrance have a conditional use permit, and there's a purpose for that, So this car wash to be able to come in here, get approved in a week, and be able to get in the plan check immediately is not fair to us being the other business owners in the area, and also all the residents that are behind in the area. There's no traffic studies being done, there's no impact, there's no noise studies being done. It seems like everything's just getting pushed through right away, and this location's a mile away from us. We also have Torrance Car Wash, which is 400 feet away from this location. We have the new Costco Car Wash that opened in the last 2.5 years. So we have 46 full-time employees currently. We have employees with us from the 80s. 60% of our staff live in the city of Torrance. Since the Costco Car Wash opened, we lay off 10% of our staff. And again, we're all for competition. Costco did it the correct way. They came in, got their conditional use permit, and they went through the whole process, just like everyone else in the city of Torrance needs to do. Approving this new car wash less than a mile away from us will be devastating for our business and our employees. The new car wash plans to have 2 employees, according to the city staff report. So, I'm going to lose employees that are residents of Torrance when this car wash opens up, but no employees, or 2 employees. If any of those 2 employees are even going to be residents of the city of Torrance. The noise at the location. So we currently use McNeil car wash equipment, and that's the same equipment they're going to be using. Our tunnel's pretty new. With a decibel meter, I measured the noise coming out of her car wash, and it's at 98 at the property line. The staff report says they need to be under 50.
keep the camera
So if you guys do proceed to move forward, I hope you guys hold them to that 50 number, because it's not a number. There's no technology out there, but, when those blowers turn on and those vacuums are running, you cannot be 50 at the property line. But as long as, if you guys do approve them, hopefully you keep them to that 50 decibel. Costco is currently washing 12 to 1,500 cars a day. This car wash that opens is going to be a high volume car wash. They're going to be doing a minimum of 1,000 cars a day. On a busy hour, on a peak hour, that means every 15 seconds there's going to be a car coming in and out of that driveway. That's the kind of traffic that's going to be coming out of that location. I don't know if everyone's aware of that, but that's what it's going to be. Property values in the neighborhood behind are going to drop. There's going to be no way around that. And I think an environmental impact study should be done before council approves this high volume car wash in that neighborhood. And the owner of the existing car wash has 4 existing locations.
We get 3 minutes.
Okay, am I there?
Yeah, the red light is flashing. It goes fast, doesn't it?
I think it was Greg. I think it was Clarence or
So you have 3 minutes and your clock is running.
I'm a resident here in Torrance. I'm one of the people that's affected by the car wash that's proposed. When you get this, the first sheet here shows all the people who are retired people who actually will be around all 12 hours of the day for the noise that we will hear when this car wash is operated. Second, I noticed the proposed operation of the hours is longer than Costco. There's wondering why are they allowed to start earlier than the noise for instance, we have gardeners that service our area. They're not allowed to start earlier than 8 o'clock, but the car wash, quite literally feet away, is allowed to start up earlier at 7 o'clock. So that's pretty early. If you like getting woke up at 7, that's kind of, I don't know, I like sleeping, so that's.
Don't bring her into it.
The other points that I like to point out is, where the city Torrance is trying to be water conservative. So, they're always saying, we have the tier rates that we pay for. So now I have a car wash coming in here, that doesn't seem like,
Water conservation is very big in the
consistent
city.
with us trying to cut water usage, really having something kind of, actually pollutants. I believe that having a car wash here is gonna add additional pollutants, because all these cars are sitting staged, whether on Vine, which all the, trying to get into the Sepulveda entrance, or sitting there waiting to get in the car wash, or waiting to get in there to get to the car service and stuff, or coming out. It's gonna add additional pollutants that normally wouldn't be there, but all these are like feet away from my neighbors right across the street, which case I will also get some pollutants. What about the additional pollutants that when they wash the car, all this oil and the cars and stuff, that all these cars from other cities now bring in, they get to drop oil, and we have to clean it up. I'm kind of concerned with that, so I'll make the third point. All these are in the notes here, and some more. Real quick, can I ask how many people are here for the 10-8? Please raise your hand so you can see. The number of are concerned by this. It's a very concerning thing. I think the real concern.
And that's just over the car wash.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please don't yell first, just waste time.
This issue is hot as the Torrance refinery issue, maybe more.
I'm surprised.
I
That's
need
all.
to for a car wash.
I know. There's a lot of noise around where I live. I put in earplugs. No offense. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I don't wake up expecting quiescence. We're not the desert. Yeah.
Good evening. I live on Santa Cruz Court at the end of the cul-de-sac. I just want to say some basic facts. Before the meeting tonight, I got on Google Maps, and here are the facts. At the new proposed
I
car
wish this
wash,
many
the
people cared about the
address is
sanctuary state
35
law.
Sepulveda Boulevard.
Hey, hurry.
A third of a mile away, we have the Torrance Car Wash at Sepulveda and Chunk. The earlier gentleman stated 1.2 miles away from that proposed car wash is the Madrona Car Wash, corner Prairie and Enza. Then we mentioned Costco. Costco is 1.6 miles away on Lamina Boulevard. The other fact I want to mention that we did not mention earlier, there's another car wash called Buckleback. That's in Old Torrance, on the corner of 213th Street in Cabrillo. So you can see, we already have, by this new car wash, we're going to have already 4 current car washes within a 2-mile radius. And if you draw a linear line down Sepulveda Boulevard with this new car wash, you're going to have 3 car washes now within 1.2 miles away from one another. So I just encourage the city council to understand all of our concerns as residents, and just use your basic common sense in making this decision. Thank you.
Please, no more far up.
My name is Betty. I'm the owner of 2320 Santa Cruz Court. I'm not going to repeat whatever my previous speakers talked, and I totally agree with them. I just have 3 points. My house is immediately neighbors to the supposed car wash, with this noise running out. I just cannot imagine if you live in my house and 24/7 the noise company with you, what kind of feeling the mayor, the councilman, what will you feel? And then I'm thinking about this traffic. When this car wash in the front and this with 1,000 people, 1,000 cars would wash a day. And I'm sure those customers will use our small Vaughan Avenue as the only exit right now in and out of your neighborhood. They will drive in, make a U-turn, come out. And then for this neighborhood, so many senior citizens, they have used this neighborhood as a walking. And with all those traffic coming in to looking for U-turn to make back to the car wash, this is really not safe for the seniors. And then the property value dramatically dropped. We have my immediate neighbor, which is 2322, was on the market now. Usually this place, when you have a house on the market, maybe a day or two. So beautiful neighborhood. But because of this supposed power deals going on now, the rumor spread out. My neighbor's house was on the market for a few weeks now. People so scared. They didn't want to buy the house, land, and into a neighbor has a car wash and humming 24/7 with you. So before you approve, I'm begging you, please reconsider this. It is really, really, really too much. Thank you.
Thank you for not listening.
You're welcome. Get used to it, buddy. Sorry. Now, this is when you have to start calling people out.
I'm the owner of Torrance Car Wash, only a few hundred feet away from this proposed car wash. Torrance Car Wash has been a pillar of this community for 40 years. We've been in that location. We wash cars for city councils, city members, policemen, firemen, veterans, everyone in the city council or car wash. We've been there for more than 40 years. It's a family-owned business. Me and my wife, we own it with my 2 kids. We spend 7 days a week, long hours running this place. And we were surprised and sad and outraged by knowing that only a few hundred feet away from us, there's going to be another car wash. My 2 young boys, they were asking me today, where are you going, Dad? I said, I'm gonna go see the mayor of wonderful city of Torrance. And they asked me why. I said, there's gonna be a car wash across the street from us. And they said, car wash? We already have one. What do we need another car wash for?
He's not a wonderful
I didn't know
mayor.
what to tell them. And sometimes the simplest thing the kids ask me is the truth. Why do we need another car wash in this town? When the Costco car wash came in to our city, it took away 30–40% of our business. Our gas volume plunged because of they're selling the gas prices on our cost. So we are losing volume on the gas, we are losing volume on the car wash. It impacted our business tremendously. There's another car wash in Delamo, they didn't mention that. Delamo car wash in Hawthorne. There's another one in Torrance Boulevard. There's a right before you hit PCH. There's all these car washes around us. Why do we need another car wash coming to our city? I live in the city, and my kids go to Torrance. I am part of the community. I urge you not to approve this proposal of a new car wash. I have 40 people working for me. They're all gonna lose their job. They will. I have to pay them out of pockets. We play by the rule. These people can hire lawyers, high-paying lawyers to come in here and tell you all kinds of stories. They use McNeil manufacturing, which I use the same. The manufacturers from Canada, they only care about sending $1 million tunnel to these people. They don't care about our community. They don't care about creating jobs. I am a taxpayer. I pay and I play by the rule. I create jobs in this city. When you come through my car wash, you see the history of Torrance alongside the hallway in our car wash. We honor, we cherish our customers, we care about our community. These people their business model is only high profit, high traffic. What are they going to give back to our community? That's what I have to say.
Thank you. Marianne Andres.
My name is Marianne. We're not trying trying to make you mad about the clapping. It's just that we want, we're all here tonight and we want our voices heard. I mean, I was here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, my first council meeting, and it was about building the 20-unit townhomes on the plot of land. And no one listened to our, well, someone did, but we were still outvoted. And they approved that. Well, they didn't approve 20 units, y'all approved 18 units. And that's still, and they only agreed to build probably 2 of them larger. But no one's listening to us. So a lot of people are here tonight to express their, their thoughts, and we're just wanting you to listen to us. I mean, there is another, everybody keeps saying the same stuff. You could walk across the street to the other car wash. And a lot of people say, why don't you put some more eateries in there or something else that could benefit the people of the neighborhood. We don't need any more noise. We've got Culverdale Boulevard right there. And, me and my husband, when we moved here, we couldn't afford our first house in Torrance. So we bought in North Torrance, we both worked, we saved our money until we could buy in Torrance. Now my house in the neighborhood is priced very high, and like the townhomes, you wanted to bring in some affordable housing. Well, I mean, I'm sure that would still be high, but I mean, I don't want my properties to go down, what I've worked and saved for, and you build a car wash and my home goes down in value. I mean, it's already gone down some in value just the way the economy's gone. But I wish you would listen to us, and I just hope I won't have to come to any more council members, any more meetings. And I don't know how
Me too.
I don't know.
Oh, we can work on that, Pat.
But I don't know how you advertise these things, because
Recall.
I didn't know until some neighbors told me, and I don't know, I don't see it in the Daily Breeze, I don't know how to these places advertising about any of these things going on. 'Cause I didn't hear about either one, and I live in the neighborhood. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Do I watch it?
Want to speak, Mr. Sullivan? Do I have a sidebar? A sidebar.
Isn't that a violation of the Brown Act? That's a violation of the Brown Act, I think. No. That's a legal term for having a discussion that's off record or something. That's not. It's a Brown Act violation. Hey. Brown Act. Open meeting laws in the state of California.
Who is this person?
He's the city attorney or the deputy or whatever. It's not a courtroom.
Is this just a fact-finding meeting about the car wash, or are they going to actually vote on something?
Well, I think the goal was to vote on something, but maybe they're getting some pushback, or maybe they're thinking about.
There's going to be a revolution here tonight.
They care about the car wash. They should be caring about the sanctuary state law. Which how about that? Which allows illegals to just run our streets, and they have done nothing about it. Somebody should have said something about this. This is a Brown Act violation. Or if they're going to do a closed session, they should have gone to closed session and then come back.
Yeah.
But that would have been a pain in the butt.
They're voting tonight. There's going to be a revolution tonight.
I wonder what it's going to look like in here.
I think I want to leave the building to vote.
Hey, Christine. Yay! Maga.
Sullivan, that was the first one. I just consulted with legal counsel to see what the ramification would be if we would continue this matter to another date. Let me explain everything.
Okay.
When this first proposal came before the council, the issue is that the proposal is in an M1 zone. And according to the proponent, he has an absolute right just to put it in there without any input from the community at all. This council, based upon that, we're not comfortable that a car wash should go in that location without some public input. So we instituted a moratorium on car washes entirely in the city of Torrance for the next 45 days, which means nobody can come forward with a car wash for 45 days from when we instituted the moratorium. At the present time, and the proponent basically said that they could come to a resolution with the city to provide all the protections that are in a conditional use permit, which is basically what would happen in another area if a car wash was going there. Not an M1 zone, but a commercial zone. We tried to enter into an agreement with the proponent to address all the issues that we would look for in a conditional use permit. The noise, the hours of operation, and all the other issues that would come before us. But it would go through the planning department, then it would go through the planning commission, and then eventually to the city council. We kind of short-circuited that by bringing it in this way here, because apparently the proponent is on a deadline of sorts because of the investment in the property. We could be here forever. So can I see everybody raise your hand who is opposed to this car wash? I ask my colleagues to look at this. I would ask the proponent to stand up and look at this.
What is it?
And what my
Holy
inclination
crap.
is to continue this matter to the 17th or the 24th of July, which is still within the deadline of the proponent.
Damn.
For this monetary issue. And have this as a full-blown hearing without any other items that are on the calendar. No, we don't work for that. In about 10 minutes, if everything goes well, then we'll go for a pause. Councilmember Goodrich?
I just wanted to state something to make sure we fully flesh this out here. The mayor's absolutely correct, and technically speaking, anything could go there, even a factory could go there because of the way that this property is currently zoned under the M1 and M2. And we did have concerns about that. That's why we asked for stipulations from the applicant in terms of noise and traffic and whatnot. And we got those, and we entered into this the last time we met with the understanding that we would entertain this tonight should they come to an agreement, which they did. So it's just, I want to hear everybody out, and we have the opportunity to do that tonight. But on the other hand, if we postpone it, then I feel like we're pulling out the rug from underneath the feet of the applicant based on what we had previously agreed to.
So is there a motion? Or we can do a motion?
One person.
Oh, looks like they don't want to do anything. They made a deal.
Want to get the installation taken care of, then resume.
I make a motion that we continue this.
I second it. Your Honor, before we take a vote, I think we should allow the applicant, please, to make his case for being heard. The council can proceed with their vote after that.
Okay.
Wow, this is going to be crazy.
Thank you, Mayor Curry. Thank you, City Attorney. David Wade, Land Use Counsel for the applicant. I want to just acknowledge the fact that we have worked very hard over the last 2 weeks with the planning staff and the City Attorney. We've come to an agreement that addresses all of the issues that were articulated by the council when we were before the council 2 weeks ago. We have responded to all the issues that you're hearing tonight by members of the community, particularly noise. There is no question but that this facility will operate under the city's noise ordinance. The city retains all rights with respect to abatement proceedings, respect to violations of the terms of the agreement, with respect to hours of operation.
See, I'm just here. I've got everything. Nice hair. I like her hair. The mouth.
This is, there's a legal thing and there's what the city wants.
Yeah.
It should have been years ago, it should have been rezoned.
Yeah.
Several parcels of the city that was rezoned.
Yeah.
No way.
They need to do. There goes everybody.
Coyotes even higher?
Yeah, Barbara. Okay. I'm fine, thank you.
So what's Torrance doing about it?
Wow. Yeah. They were gonna make no, and the other reason they do this is because if they didn't, there'd be 5 hours of testimony, easy. This whole city, this,
We'd be here till 1 o'clock.
and only on that item.
Please,
They would have lost the vote. They wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
Allow the meeting to continue.
It was their advantage to leave.
Everybody who's leaving, please exit quietly. And
Get out.
everybody, who's staying, take a seat.
Okay, sorry everybody, the channel got blanked out, but I'm back. The city council is going to continue the car wash thing until later. Yay. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, it would have been like screaming and
I
yelling.
didn't know it's going to be so exciting.
Yeah, but then they all leave. They all leave. Hey, there are 2 city council members about to be installed. You're really leaving?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
back here.
This is even more important because
I know.
now you got 2 more.
You have 2 different city council members.
Yeah, right.
Omar. Hey,
Just stay
Zach.
for this, right?
Hey. What's up?
All right, everybody can take your
Oh, now everybody else goes. Okay, good. Okay.
meeting.
He does the good.
Everybody can take a seat and quiet down.
See, I'm not the one making the
Now is
noise.
time and place to officially declare the results of the general municipal election
Yeah.
held on June 5th, 2018. Resolution number 2018-02, adopted by the City Council on January 9th, 2018, authorized the Los Angeles County Registrar to conduct the canvass. Has the Los Angeles County Registrar conducted the canvass of the returns of the general municipal election held June 5th,
Hello.
2018, as requested by the
I remember you. How you doing?
The Los Angeles County Registrar has canvassed the returns as enumerated in the statement of results embodied in Exhibit A of the proposed resolution declaring the results of the election.
Yes.
Does anyone from the public wish to be heard on the adoption of this resolution?
I'm just happy.
I see no one. I hereby declare the official canvass of the returns of the June 2018 general municipal election completed. City Clerk Poirier, may I have a number and title, please?
Yes, Your Honor, this is resolution number 2018-68. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Torrance, California, reciting the fact of the general municipal election held on June 5th, 2018, declaring the results and such other matters as provided for by law.
Thank you. I'll take a motion to adopt resolution 2018-68. Councilwoman Ashcraft.
Thank you. I'll move to adopt resolution 2018-68, declaring the results of the June 5th, 2018 general municipal election.
I'll second that.
Start voting, please. Your Honor, that motion carried unanimously.
As if it
Thank you.
wasn't.
City Clerk, would you read the results of the June
Yeah.
2018 general municipal election for the city of Torrance?
Yes, Your Honor, the results are as follows. Pat Fury has been elected for a full term of 4 years
Unfortunately.
as mayor. Pat Fury.
There's a time and place for four.
Pat Fury received 12,968 votes. Tom Brewer received 10,844 votes. Ron Rich received 4,117 votes. Tim Goodrich, George Chen, and Aurelio Matucci have each been elected for a full term of 4 years on the city council. Tim Goodrich received 13,620 votes. George Chen received 11,945 votes.
Damn. Yeah.
11,230 votes.
Yay.
Kurt Wiedemann received 10,889 845 votes.
In other
Bill
words, he
Sutherland
lost.
received 9,909 votes. Jimmy Dow received 5,380.
Thank God.
Rebecca Pouillet has been elected for a full term of 4 years as city clerk.
Yay! What's that like, reading your own victory?
Rebecca Pouillet received 22,576
That's Rebecca.
votes.
Damn.
Dana Cortez has been elected
Run for
for a
mayor.
full term of 4 years as city clerk. Dana Cortez received 22,397 votes.
Woo!
Let's give them all a round of applause.
Yay! Yeah! Yay!
Clerk, may I have the resolution number 201868 to sign?
We're back, folks. We're back.
Go like this. See, I signed it.
Unfortunately. That's okay.
Congratulations to all of the winners, and I would now ask for brief comments of our outgoing elected officials.
Yes.
Current council members, city treasurer, city clerk, city attorney, and city manager.
Huh?
At this time, I'd like to invite remarks from Councilmember Goodrich concerning Councilmember Diane Ashton.
Aww.
Yes, Heidi, it's been a pleasure working with you these last 4 years. And I struggle to think of many people in the city that have dedicated so much of their lives to furthering the interest of Torrance and its residents than you, with your long history on the school board and various other aspects of the city. So I appreciate that. I appreciate your unique perspective, not only as a person, but also as a woman. And although I think we have a great cast going forward up here, I would like to see another woman serve up here, at least one, to bring some balance here. So I hope that you can continue your work, and maybe I'm giving you some homework here, but hopefully find somebody to fill your shoes in that capacity going forward. And I know you want to spend more time with your family. That's really important. You've earned it, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for that.
Yay!
Councilmember Brooks.
Thank you, Mayor. Heidi, before our opportunity to work together on council, I didn't really know you as a person. I knew who you were and that you've been involved in our community for a long time, but I didn't really get the opportunity to know you. And I really appreciate these past 4 years of actually getting to know you and Dan, and I feel like we've really become friends over these past 4 years. And I really can understand why people find you so popular. I mean, you're just an awesome person. You're so generous
Yes.
in your spirit and your service to the community. And I could go on and on listing all the things that you've done in our community, but it's just been awesome what you've done here in our community. And certainly, it's a high bar to set for anybody to do what you've done here in our community. I'll greatly miss your straightforward approach, your obvious concern for the residents of our city. As Councilman Goodrich mentioned, the female perspective, I think, is very important. You provided that very well here for us. Torrance likes women leaders, and we're going to be missing that here without you. And so we do look forward to a future female on our council. But like I said, you set the bar very high for any council person. So I appreciate the fact also that when we disagree, we can still get along when it's all said and done. That's an important quality I find valuable to be able to work together. So I'm going to miss you as a council member, but I know I'll see you around the city. So thank you very much for everything.
Councilmember Hurd. Thank you, Mayor. I just would concur and echo some of the things that Councilman Mike Griffiths has already said, that you have indeed set the bar very high in the field of public service. For many years, you have dedicated your life to giving back to this community, to make it a better place to live, work, and play. And so I want to thank you for your tireless dedication that you've given to
to the city of Torrance Heights. I have appreciated sitting next to you on your right hand. I've learned and gleaned much from you, both in this verbal and nonverbal communication that you give. I like it when you come because you're passionate about the things you believe, and not only are you passionate, but you're very compassionate about the people of Torrance. So thank you for your vision. Thank you for being a consensus builder, and we'd like to see we'll bid you the best in the days to come in your new chapter in life. Blessings.
Councilmember Rizzo.
Thank you, Your Honor. I can just about everything said about it. Everybody's stealing my thunder here. I was thinking about it today, and what would I say? And this is kind of funny. Councilman Herring has quoted some country music songs in the past. I keep thinking this lyric from a country music song. It keeps coming to my head. God, your mama, and me. And I translate that when I think about you as your faith, your family, and your community. And your faith and your family has translated into your service to the community. And that's exemplary. And you've led by example for many years in this community. And I truly appreciate that. Like everybody else up here, you've kind of been a voice of reason many times, even kind of grounded in the questions you ask, and you've asked some very probing questions at times, and I've been thinking, and kind of grounded me in certain instances, and I truly appreciate that as well. Like I said in my little note to you, this is not a goodbye. This is merely until we see each other again, and I'm sure we'll see each other again out in the community going forward. And I do appreciate that. So thank you.
Councilman Reed. Thank you. Hey, job well done. You know, the city is a much better place because of all of your contributions. And you know, the civility and the decorum that you brought to us on the dais have made us all look very good. And I know in my heart that you really love this city. And I think that's really important. Good luck to you again.
Well, as the last one up here that gets to speak, everything's already been said. As you notice, tonight I lose my right-hand person and my left-hand person. You know, we've been in this situation for a number of years now. And one thing I always say about Heidi is I never have to say, tell me what you really mean. Because she tells it the way she means it, and always with respect, and always deep inside what it is. Obviously, your service.
Yeah.
We wish you nothing.
Caring for the family.
Yep. Ms. Cortez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Councilwoman Ashcraft, it's been a privilege and an honor to serve alongside you. I ask the community to look out at the example that you've set. And I hope all of our youth is looking, because they should mimic and emulate the example that you've set and show us to our community that you love so very much. And I hope that our youth see that and go into that place so that they can also serve as each one is going to serve. Thank you.
Ms. Boyer.
Thank you, Your Honor. Heidi, it's been a pleasure to work with you, and you've been an inspiration to me personally. And I'll miss you.
Mr. Jackson.
Microphone.
Councilwoman, I expressed some of my thoughts to you personally, but I so much appreciate, and our staff appreciates the energy and effort you brought to the job. I don't think people appreciate how much time is committed by individuals of our council on a daily basis. They are the greatest volunteers in the city of Torrance. And late at night, early in the morning, they get emails. You always followed up on them. You were asked the task of understanding the role of council was, what the budget was, what the planning cases were, what all of the elements that come to you on a daily basis concerned and involve your AUN. And I appreciate so much your honesty, your forthrightness. If something, as the mayor said, didn't sound right or had concerns, you were not timid in coming down to my office and saying, okay, Leon, what's this about?
We need more of that.
And answers so you can perform in your role as councilman. I appreciate so much that effort and energy. Thank you so
Speech.
Mr. Sullivan.
Councilman, we have also had some discussions about our thoughts about working with you, but I think everyone will appreciate that whenever you voted, it was truly what you believed was best, not for yourself, not for anything other than what was best for the entire city of Torrance, and I think we will miss that. Thank you.
At this time, I invite remarks of council members for outgoing councilmen. I'm sorry, I'm going to skip over the most important thing. Councilwoman Ashcraft, would you like to say a few words? Maybe I should just skip that over.
Of course I do. Obviously, leaving council is bittersweet. Through my time here, we've had sweet moments and we've had some bitter moments. I'm so grateful for the opportunity that I've had to serve on Torrance City Council and realize very few get this chance, especially women. I'm proud to be part of the elite few women that over the 106 years of the city's existence have served on council. These women are Katie Geiser, Maureen O'Donnell, Marcia Cribbs, Dee Hardison, Hope Kowski, Susan Rillinger, and Jean Drevno, who was here as an appointed member. I thank former Mayor Frank Scotto for opening the door to me by asking me to file papers for an open appointment on council, because he said he was looking around and there was no woman on council at the time, and I was the one that he thought had a background in governance. And so I looked at him and I said, well, I can go file my papers, which I did, and I was appointed. Now the trick was, in 6 months I had to run for an election. And if anybody's run in an election, it's really not fun. The only fun part is the wonderful people you get to meet while you're doing it. Because I had so many dear friends that believed in me, and they're here tonight. They worked the streets to get me elected. I thank them from the bottom of my heart for their work and support while I've been on council. I thank former Mayor Ken Miller and his wife Judy for their support, and former Mayor Dan Walker too. I'm sad that Mayor Hardison isn't with us any longer. She was wonderful, and all the previous electeds and current electeds in the whole city, I really appreciate all the help they've given me along the way. I have the best campaign manager in the whole world, Dan Ashcraft. He's not only worked his heart out during the election, but since my election has accompanied me to just about every event the city has. He's listened to my whining and been my ardent cheerleader. We are a team, always have been and always will. I chose wisely.
Yeah.
My children are amazing. They're adults now, and I'm so pleased and happy that they're here tonight, except for the one that lives in Arizona. I thank them for all their help in the years of putting my involvement in sometimes going to events that they really didn't want to be at. I even have one adult grandson and a teenage granddaughter that have been dragged to events, and they're still smiling. My colleagues on the council, current as I sit here, as well as those that were on council with me before, Mr. Sutherland, Mr. Barnett, Mr. Brewer, and Mr. Scotto. I never had any idea when I got into this that I would get to be knowledgeable about bees, chickens, vegetation, coyotes, and that you can't use the word marijuana anymore. You have to call it cannabis. We shared ups and downs. I've enjoyed everybody up here, your wit and wisdom. I've learned from each one of you. I leave this council a little smarter and definitely more knowledgeable. As I've said, I'm not dead, so I will still be going to city events. Maybe just not during tennis season at Temecula Valley High School.
There you go.
A city exists for the sole purpose of serving its residents. We have amazing departments represented at our council meetings every week. They sit right up here. These department heads and their staff work tirelessly to answer questions and make decisions to benefit the safety and the well-being of our residents. Many people think maybe that's not true, but it is. There's no sabotage that goes on in this city. Just get yourself involved a little bit more and you'll find out how true and honest all of our employees are. I thank all of them for the great jobs they do. Their staff and everybody that is an employee in this city. As a council, we have only 2 employees, Mr. Sullivan, our city attorney, and Mr. Jackson, our city manager. Mr. Jackson is a walking Torrance historian and an encyclopedia, even though most of us don't know what an encyclopedia is anymore. He can use Google, I know he can. He can tell us just about every pipe and screw where they're located in this city. He's basically in charge of everybody. A daunting task to even think about. This city is admired by all the cities around. That's why property values only increase. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Sullivan, he has the chore of making legal decisions, of which there are so many more than I could ever have imagined before I got this job. And then he has the job of convincing the council that his decisions are the right way to go. Thank you, Patrick, for your expertise in keeping the city on track. I wish Mr. Matucci and Mr. Chen the very best as they begin their elected service to this great city. I'm so humbled to have served on this city council for 4.5 years. One of the hardest things I learned in any elected position is that you can't please everyone. That's very difficult. I hope I've served this city honestly, ethically, and to the best of my ability, because I truly have had my heart set to do the right thing always. And I have to also announce that this past week, I've got a new added thing to do in my time when I leave. My youngest son, our youngest son, got engaged. So we'll be planning the wedding. And
Wow.
He and his fiancée are here tonight, and I thank them for coming. Thank you all for your love and support, and my heart will always be here. Thank you.
There's a right time to applaud. At this time, I'll take remarks of the council members for outgoing council members. Coming right off of that. Councilwoman, we do it by alphabet.
Thank you. Mr. Friedman. It was my privilege to be able to nominate you as the COG chairperson. And I know you did a great job. I knew you were going to, but when I sat in a meeting or two and watched you conduct, I knew that you could control just about anything. I've watched you here and I've seen your preparation. I knew the times you were involved in Torrance Historical Society, but I had never worked with you before. I've been totally impressed with your preparation, your willingness to serve, and probably most of all, your love of this city. Thank you, and I've just had a wonderful time working with you.
Councilman Goodrich. Kurt, we have a history going back 10 years that our journey has paralleled. In 2008, we ran together, missed winning by just that much each. Ran again in 2014, we both won together, and ran again in this election again. And you're going to leave a huge void on this council as an historian, as an intellectual, and as my friend. And while I may not have been able to keep up with you in all the conversations about the 1963 Dodgers or whatever TV shows or movies were playing at that time, we did find plenty of other things in common. And we've become great friends over the years. And you will be missed on this council, but I'm sure we'll keep in touch. Thank you.
Councilmember Griffiths.
Thank you, Mayor. Kurt, I want to thank you for all your community service. Very extensive. You don't know this, but when you were on the Planning Commission, I viewed you as a mentor for my involvement with the city, and I really was impressed with all the things that you did in the Planning Commission. And we never served together on the Planning Commission, but I wish I had had that opportunity. But we got to serve together on the council, so I'm appreciative of that. Your shared passion about the historical preservation of our city is something that I enjoyed, and I hope it's something that even after you're off the council, we'll still have the opportunity to work together to accomplish. The special big memories for me about you was your vote to appoint me. You were the deciding vote, the fourth vote, that put me over the top to get appointed in 2014, and I thank you for that. Thank you for everything. Look forward to seeing you around. Take care.
Councilmember Hurd.
At least something's gonna be there.
Thank you, Mayor and Councilman William and Kurt. It was my honor and pleasure to follow you on the Planning Commission. You left a very good legacy on the Planning Commission. When I ran for City Council in 2014, I was unsuccessful in getting elected, but you gave me some words of encouragement and hope at that time, and we both know what those words were, so I won't share them publicly. Just know that they did encourage me to continue again in 2016, and I did. Your public service to the city of Torrance has been long and distinguished. You served like the Torrance Historical Society, again the Planning Commission, Torrance South Bay City of Government. I too have been I've gone to those meetings, South Bay COG, and I've observed you conduct those meetings, and I've also observed the great respect that you've garnered for city leaders throughout the South Bay who really respected your knowledge and your leadership. I've appreciated on the council your ability to put your hand on the pulse of the issues and in a very unique way articulate sentiments of the council. You will be missed. Your historical and institutional knowledge that you have provided for this council will be greatly missed by me, but I know our friendship will continue and look forward to whatever God has for you in the future.
Councilman Rizzo.
Thank you, Your Honor. 2011, my appointment to the Planning Commission. Yes, it was, that was the first time I met you, and I knew right away we'd get along. You always, in every item that came before the commission, you were always prepared. You gave it reasoned thought. There was civil debate on it. You listened to all sides. And came to a resolution that was satisfactory to all parties involved. Whether that resolution was to approve an item, and even if that resolution, the decision was to deny an item, the reasons were always well thought out as to reasons why you took the actions you took, and it were always to the betterment of the community. And moving forward, having an opportunity to join you on council, that didn't change. You always, to me, were a voice of reason. And as it was said, you always got to the heart of the matter. And made your decisions one way or another, but it was always a reasoned and rational decision that was being made. And I truly appreciate that. And you know, I'm going to miss that. That aspect of having you on this council. And over this time, in the last 4 years, we have built a friendship, and I appreciate that friendship. And as I told Heidi, this is really not a goodbye. It's simply just see you later, because I will see you around the community.
To my left-hand guy. The one that keeps me on track when I deviate off of whatever the agenda item may be. I'm truly going to miss you. We've worked together now for 5 years. I've often said my best vote I ever did as a council member was voting for you to be appointed as a council member. And my best appointments as a mayor was appointing you to be our council of government representative and our vector control representative. Because I knew I could trust you with all those very difficult tasks, and you would, wrap your hands around it, figure it out, because nobody prepares for a council meeting like Kurt Weidman prepares for a council meeting or any other meeting. You know absolutely everything in the agenda, where it's at, where it's having a problem with, and well, we're going to get you quick to make sure you see the All-Star game. But you've always given us the scores of the game and a prediction about what inning we will be out of here for. And I think we all relied upon that really, sometimes they say the 7th inning and we've missed, the 9th inning, but you do the best. Your friendship is fantastic. Sue and Jody, I'm giving you back to them on Tuesday nights, but I'm going to need him on a regular basis. And he's my buddy, and I'm going to truly miss him. From the city treasurer, Dave Cortez.
Councilman Wiedemann, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to serve alongside you. I was fortunate enough that when I ran, I had an opportunity that we ran together. And one of the impressive things that I discovered alongside you, and I did not know you very well, was your true dedication and devotion to the community. Those moments when we were on the campaign trail together, you genuinely shared and conveyed how much you care about this community. It rang loud, it rang clear. And it was what inspired me to want to serve to the best of my ability to this community. So thank you for that. You will be missed.
Rebecca Bland.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to thank you for being there and working with me. It was a pleasure to work with you and sharing your historical knowledge with me. And as the mayor said, I was gonna ask, who's gonna update us on the Dodgers scores? But thank you.
I don't like these.
Mr. Jackson.
Councilman, actually, I've known you a lot longer than council, known you in the planning commission, but even before then with WIN, in which you represented private industry, working with the city of Torrance through some very difficult times, which probably prepared you for part of our council efforts as we go along. You came in with more knowledge of the public sector because of that. Again, you're an individual who does his homework. It's been very important in budgeting and the decisions we made with land management and other factors that came along. I've enjoyed very much the historical sharing of what Torrance was and has been across the years. Well, we look at pictures and we kind of drool over them at times as to what they open up for the doors of memories and operations. I appreciate that very much. And I appreciate the time and energy you've given to the community. Early morning meetings, flights to Sacramento in which nothing happens.
No.
But the efforts in COG, even though Dorothy will forgive you for becoming chairman, and that made me chairman of the South Bay City Managers, which meant track of the lunches, the meetings, the operations. But still, you brought together the COG in a special way to talk through some big issues for them as well. Appreciate you across those years, and thank you for your service.
Mr. Sullivan.
Councilman Wiedemann, we go back to my early days on the planning commission as a confused new land use attorney. So, but I'd say your questioning and wanting to understand made staff, I think both myself and the new development staff better, because you always wanted to know why and how did this work and why did this fit together. You were always concerned about compliance with laws and ethics, and I think that's very impressive. And I think most impressive is you always did what you believed was right, whether it was popular or unpopular. You stuck your ground and did what you believed was right. And I will miss our conversations that we had, both the legal ones and the non-legal ones. Best of luck to you.
Councilman Wiedemann, would you like to say a few words? It's double-spaced. 17 pages, double-spaced. When I was appointed to this body 5 years ago, I was given a chance, and thank you, Bill Sutherland. I was the newbie on the dais with council members who had served together since 2008. And sure, I came on with 7 years on the planning commission, so I knew about land use, the newly created general plan, and the subtleties of the hillside overlay. But up here, it's a whole new ballgame. There's new terminologies. And while the council reviewed, discussed, adjudicated policies and issues, they were as diverse as litigation, budgets, and employee contracts. When I was first appointed, Don Lee took me aside and told me not to make a fool of myself and to not speak in open session for 3 months. But I was a headstrong pupil and distinctly remember one time early on when the council was making commission appointments, I spoke up and moved for unanimous consent. Unfortunately, Councilman Fury hadn't even voted. So while some may think I'm still a little headstrong, but over the years I've learned the council rules of order. And over the past 5 years, I've served with 8 council members and 2 mayors. And I take very much pride in the accomplishments that occurred during this period, and some of them are
It's not a campaign speech, but the renovation of McMaster and Pueblo Park, building the Toyota Sports Complex, the Torrance Police Department's Coyote Management Program, the Public Works Department optimized street sweeping, renovations to the Torrance Cultural Arts Center, the Historic Preservation Ordinance, and the Tree and Vegetation Ordinance on the hillside, and vast, significant improvements in our infrastructure. All positive accomplishments that make our community a better place to live. But sometimes the actions we don't take are even more important, and CCA comes to mind.
Thank God. Thank God.
But make no mistake, this council, the new council, is going to have some challenges ahead.
CCA is terrible.
In the immediate future, there's going to be short-term rental regulations, cannabis regulation. We might try rezoning those 163 properties left over from the 2010 general plan.
Sanctuary state.
We might want to review street sweeping fines.
Please.
We do have to establish the Historic Preservation Commission. And don't look now, but employee contracts are just next summer.
Sanctuary state.
There will have to be strategic and integral plan revisions to be started in the near future. But my crystal ball can only peer into the near-term future. One cannot predict the unforeseen issues that may arise. During my tenure, there were certainly no tells when Toyota immediately left, or the ESP at ExxonMobil, the unit exploded. How about when coyotes started coming down the hill? The important thing to remember, and I believe this, is that you elect the people up here to be your leaders. And I only ask that you place your trust in them. Serving on the council has been the culmination of my civic service, but not my end of my involvement in the community. And the reason's no altruistic on my part, because making Torrance a better place, volunteering your time or your money in any capacity, returns self-satisfaction tenfold to the giver. I'm able to do this because I stood on the shoulders of giants who inspired me along the way. Dee Hardison, Dick Rosberg, George Brewster. But not just electeds. Not just electeds that sat on this dais. I can think of Tom Rishi, Daryl Cush, Ann Smeezek, Lola Unger, Jim Falk, Newt Young, Harvey Horlick, Don Planch, Jamie Ruth Watson, and Dutch and Betty Hall. These folks contributed so much to making Torrance better. And like I said, they inspired me. Thank you to all my friends who offered their support, encouragement, and friendship. Without you, I never would have had this opportunity, and I'm looking at it out there. To the councils, only 2 direct reports, Mr. Leroy and Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Leroy Jackson, Missouri. Thank you for your guidance and your devotion. You are the city's greatest asset. To my colleagues, past and present, our time together has not just been a privilege, but it's been a pleasure. The civility and decorum we exhibit up here represents the respect we have for one another, even if we don't always agree. Mayor Fury, Thank you from your fellow bearded North Torrance Democrat.
Oh, Lord.
You're the hardest working mayor I know. Your
See how
complete
partisan they got.
command and knowledge of how the city of Torrance functions speaks well of the future direction of our city. Special profound gratitude to my campaign treasurer, Helen, and friend, Helen Watka, Dr. Anil Mohammed, Asim Shika, my daughter Jody Sexton, my son Christopher Golden Riedemann. You've been steadfast and loyal, and you've contributed much to my success. My last thanks, of course, is to my wife, who let me live this dream. My wife of 35 years, and folks, you don't know the sacrifices it makes on your family. You're not home 4 nights a week. You're off doing committee meetings. You know, sometimes you kiss her on the cheek and you say, oh, I'll be home in 30 minutes, and you come home 2.5 hours later.
Right.
Oh, you just don't see her. Sue, you're the love of my life. And we've got some time together. So good evening and goodbye. Vayan con Dios. Nailed it, honey. Yes.
Item 6A.
Your Honor, I would like to invite you to the podium to receive your oath of office and certificate of election.
Of the United States of America
And the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California
Against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States of America
to the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California.
I take this obligation freely,
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
and I will faithfully discharge
And I will faithfully discharge
the duties upon
the duties upon
which I am about to enter.
which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Not many of us are standing, and there's a reason why. Pretty arrogant. Who are these people? There's gigantic right here, Terry. You'll notice not a lot of people stood and applauded because a lot of people didn't want Pat, but 2 other people split the vote. So that's the way it is. I didn't have a lot of hopes. 4 years from now, we'll have a better choice.
Do you need your cell phone?
Oh, here we go.
I'd like to invite council members Goodrich, Chen, and the 2PM to the podium, please.
Now we're talking. Yeah! All right! Wow, this is exciting.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. Constitution of the State of California. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of California. I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And I will faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Congratulations. Okay, at this time, we're going to do Mr. Goodrich first, and then I'll call you.